Hi, I'm Dr. John Mendelsohn with Advanced Cosmetic Surgery and Laser Center. In today's world and with today's ever-growing technology, we all know a picture can be taken anywhere at any time and shared in an instant. We also know that our patients live active lives and we want you to always look your best. So stay tuned as we bring you our series called True Selfies. I have known Matt for probably over 10 years. When I was first beginning my practice, the management from Matt Bradley's salon approached us. At that time, you have to go back, Botox wasn't very popular. It wasn't very well known. In fact, Botox was FDA approved April 15th, 2002. So right after this, you heard a lot of stories on the West Coast and in Florida about Botox events.
This is a good story, really. Dr. Mendelsohn had just opened his practice, and Botox had just kind of exploded onto the scene. And so management here at Matt Bradley got in touch with Dr. Mendelsohn and said, why don't we do a Botox party? And this was happening, you'd hear this on the coasts, so you weren't really hearing about this in the Midwest. I mean, you know how that goes. So we organized a Botox party. Well, I had done a few of the anchors here in town and the news affiliates anyway. So I had offered the story if she wanted to cover it to her. Well, so we launched this Botox party. Somehow, some way, I walk in that evening. Of course, I had met Dr. Mendelsohn, but had not really gotten to know him just as yet. And here I see the anchors for 3 other stations here before the anchor that I do. I was like, oh my, okay. And it was a big party. I mean, it was a huge success. The only strange thing is my anchor was a little frustrated and decided she had the footage and she was going to take the story a different direction. So for the other 3 affiliates, we're like, yes, this is what's from New York to LA to Cincinnati, Ohio. And then my anchor did a week-long lead-in, Botox and booze. I thought, what? I'm saying because we were serving wine and champagne, we were having a big time. Oh my, oh my. This was a week lead-in. 1 week before the story was airing, and they were relentless. Boom, Botox and booze. Is it a deadly concoction? I'm just looking at this. I didn't quite know what to say. And matter of fact, she came in after the story ran. She said, "You know what? You really don't have to do my hair anymore if you don't want to. I understand that how this looks to you, but I had no other choice." I thought, no, I'm happy to do your hair, and quite frankly, that just really put it out there even more. It was more titillating, but it was actually got more coverage than it. So it's one of those examples of bad press being good press. So, number one, to be lucky enough to be able to take advantage of the technology that's out there now when it comes to maintaining a more youthful look. I grew up in this business back in the day when you didn't have any of the options. It was either one, the eyes or the full thing, and there was no such thing as injectables. And I'm of the school that if you're going to enhance your look, I've been able to witness that doing little things here and there and then the culmination of those things after it's all said and done is what is the best effect for me. And I've taken advantage of injectables, Botox, which is really a brilliant product in many ways. I've taken advantage of Juvederm, I believe, for the nasolabial folds, which works very well, but sometimes that doesn't work at a certain time in the way I would like it to look. Well, I've always been curious when it comes to the opportunities that are out there to eliminate some of the things we perhaps dislike about ourselves. Again, I have to note that I'm a little more critical than others because I'm in reflection of myself all day. So I see things, and you hear it all. I mention this to clients, well, I don't see it till you point it out. Well, I pointed it out to myself a lot earlier. Now you see it, but I saw it first, so it's bothering me.
So following that, several years later, Matt came to us, and he was in his 30s. He was feeling like he was looking tired. Matt talks a lot about looking at himself in the mirror, and if you know Matt, he likes himself, and I say that in a very positive way. But he's looking at himself in the mirror frequently all day long, and he felt like he looked tired. So he came to us, and we performed an upper blepharoplasty, an upper eyelid procedure. He sailed through that. An upper eyelid procedure is a 15-20 minute procedure performed under local anesthesia. There are a few little incisions, one on each side in the natural crease of the eyelid. You come in, we give you a cocktail, we give you some medication to take, and we localize it, just like a little molar skin cancer. And 20 minutes later, we're through. But anyway, Matt did beautifully. So,
I think 10 years ago, Dr. Mendelsohn did my eyes. Now, I was 38. One might think that's a little young, but in the Bradley family, the eyes, get hooded early. And I was able to see that through my brothers and my sister, what my eyes were on the way to doing, or going to be. So I went ahead and I thought the approach of doing it probably a year or two earlier than necessary, and it was the smart thing to do because, I don't think I need my eyes done, but I'm happy with the result because I don't have that look, and that's been 10 years ago, and I still don't have that look. After I had my eyelid surgery, I would stare in the mirror, and, which is probably not the right thing to do, but I think the right psychology to know and to have is to know that you are going to look different because you did something that it will enhance your look, but you look different, but in the best of ways. So, I understood that, and once it all settled in, I think it was lovely, and then people were like, wow, and being a guy, it's a little different too, because number one, my vanity level is much higher. 35 years I've lived in front of a mirror, if you can appreciate what I'm saying there. So not only am I looking at the client, I'm looking at myself, and so I'm a little more critical of myself. I would like to wear a turtleneck again. So, that may sound odd, but I think I look good in turtlenecks, but something happens when I put that turtleneck on, and it's called my chin. And I need a cow neck. I don't need a turtleneck, I need a cow neck. So, just to have that, I'm very aware of that, and I'm very aware of what that looks like. Again, it goes back to the Bradley lineage. I think my mother's chin met her chest plate. I was like, oh, so it was like, boom. And I can see something, and again, coming from the school, doing it maybe a little earlier than perhaps I should, but I think that's the right decision because, why not take advantage of, if you're lucky enough to be able to have maybe a lower lift, perhaps. Well, sure, it may be psychological, but the fact of the matter is I've seen wonderful results from eliminating, that problem, for me at least.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Mendelsohn with Advanced Cosmetic Surgery and Laser Center. In today's world and with today's ever-growing technology, we all know a picture can be taken anywhere at any time and shared in an instant. We also know that our patients live active lives, and we want you to always look your best. So stay tuned as we bring you our series called True Selfies.